Hi, and welcome back to Focal Point AFR Talk. You know, Roy, our last caller before the break, was talking about this trip that Jay-Z and Beyonce made, and it's become controversial because American citizens are not allowed to travel to Cuba. You've got to get a special dispensation. The Treasury Department's in charge of that. But who's in charge of the Treasury Department? I mean, Barack Obama. This is part of the executive branch. The buck stops with Barack Obama. The buck does not stop with the Treasury Department because the Treasury Department answers to Barack Obama. You know, and it's, again, what we're going to hear in this clip, this Jay Carney clip, this disturbing and frankly, I don't know what word to use, can't find the right word, but this disturbing tendency on the part of Barack Obama, nothing is ever his responsibility. Nothing is ever his fault. We saw Kathleen Sebelius out there this week trying to blame the Republicans for the fact that the rollout of Obamacare is a disaster. Republicans have absolutely nothing to do with the rollout of Obamacare. That's completely on Obama, completely on Kathleen Sebelius. And what this tells you is they know that this thing is a total, absolute disaster. It's going to flame out. It's going to make the Hindenburg disaster look like an invasion of ants at a picnic. It's going to be a total rolling disaster. It's going to be a complete meltdown. And they're beginning to realize that. You got a lot of nervous Democrats even worrying about the fate of Obamacare. In fact, Jeff, if we can we grab that audio clip A10, the one with Amy Walter? Okay, let's go ahead and play that one because here's Amy Walter. I'm out of sequence here. We'll get to clip number 2 here on the video clips, Rob, in a second. Here's Amy Walter. She's with the Cook Political Reporter. And she's talking about the fact that Democrats now are getting very nervous about the rollout of the health care plan. Remember, there are no Republican fingerprints on that thing anywhere. There's not a single Republican that voted for Obamacare, not one. You had 3 Republicans voted for the stimulus bill. That's a different deal. That's a total catastrophe. But not one Republican, not a single solitary Republican voted for Obamacare. So this thing is on them. It's tied like an anvil around their necks. Now, I predicted, and I don't know when this will happen, but I have predicted that Barack Obama is going to start blaming Congress for this at some point. He'll blame the health insurance industry. They just want to make money. They're fleecing you. They're not cooperating with us. Maybe that's the direction he'll go. But he also might start blaming Congress. Because remember, he'll just say, look, I had nothing to do with this. This was Congress. Congress crafted this. Congress drafted this. I trusted them. They were working behind closed doors. My people didn't draft this thing. Congress drafted this thing. You know, and bless their hearts, I gave them a shot at it. I gave them a crack at it, but it looks like they really didn't know what they were doing or didn't have all their ducks in a row. And so then he'll come in to try to be the savior of Obamacare and present some kind of plan that'll just grow the size of it. Anyway, here's Amy Walter talking about how nervous Democrats are getting now about the rollout of Obamacare.
So we talked about guns, we talked about immigration. Here's an issue we haven't talked a lot about, healthcare. Remember, these exchanges open in October, and we're going to start to see it kick in January 2014. I talked to a lot of Democrats this week, especially those who are involved in campaigns, who are very nervous about another 2010 type election with healthcare reform kicking in.
It'll be cumbersome?
It could be problematic in terms of like how it actually rolls out. Are people more upset than they were?
So she's talking to a lot of Democrats, and realize that the Democrats have to stand for re-election about 10 months after this thing is supposed to be completely on the road. This thing is supposed to be up and running, on the rails, humming and purring like a kitten, January 1, 2014. There's no way in the world. They've got 33 exchanges they have to try to set up in the states. They're not anywhere near ready to do that. They've already told small businesses, look, we promised you'd have a smorgasbord of health care plans to choose from under Obamacare. We were going to give you choice like you wouldn't believe. Now they're saying, nope, sorry, that's not going to be available until 2015. It's a one-size-fits-all for all you bozos that trusted us to do the right thing on Obamacare. Now back to Jay Carney on Jay-Z and Beyonce, their trip to Cuba. And again, the Treasury Department apparently authorized this. Jay Carney, Barack Obama, this is back where I started. We had nothing to do with this. Treasury Department, that's not us. Who were they? You got to go talk to them. So, and remember, Jay-Z said in the song, the rap song he did when he got back, that I got White House clearance. That's what JD said. That's a quote from his song, Jay-Z, I got White House clearance. And he was celebrating that he's a boy from the hood. I got White House clearance. Now remember, Jay-Z, Beyonce, they're doing concerts at the White House. Beyonce, Michelle, they're best buds. Jay-Z's an honored guest at the White House. Barack Obama's cool. He's hip. He's down with the whole Beyonce, Jay-Z thing. So they've been tight. They've been buddies. They've been cozying up. And now all of a sudden, Jay Carney doesn't want to have anything to do with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Let's listen to this exchange. Donovan Slack from Politico kind of boring in on Jay Carney about this Beyonce Jay-Z thing. Let's listen.
I want to turn to Beyonce and Jay-Z. Jay-Z released a rap today. I know the other day you said that Treasury was the one that cleared their trip. He suggested that he got White House clearance and that he personally spoke with the president. I'll just quote, I turned Havana into Atlanta. Boy from the hood, I got White House clearance. Obama said, quote, chill, you gonna get me impeached. You don't need this expletive anyway, chill with me on the beach.
I guess nothing rhymes with Treasury. Because Treasury offers and gives licenses for travel, as you know, and the White House has nothing to do with it.
So are you saying that the president did not have a conversation with
I
Jay-Z?
am absolutely saying that the White House, from the president on down, had nothing to do with anybody's travel to Cuba. That is something that Treasury handles. OFAC, Treasury, these are tough words to rhyme. It's a song, Donovan. The president did not communicate with Jay-Z over this trip.
So that is the standard stock response from the White House on everything. The White House had nothing to do with it, as if the Treasury is this kind of standalone entity that's not even connected to the federal government, not even connected to the White House, not even connected to Barack Obama. They work for him. Treasury Department is part of the executive branch. Now, one item that I find pretty disturbing, and let's play clip number one. And this is shifting gears here, but